just quickly pull this battery out. It's difficult with one hand. Let's try though. There we go. Whoops. So after comparing a whole bunch of options, we are most likely going to be going with the Acromills super long one there. Because yeah, we ran the costs, and if we get it with the name brand backplate, because these container things need to go onto a piece of metal to go on the wall, and that, from what I understand, is sold separately. And if you want to get an Acromills branded one, it's like $90 just about per plate. But then after some looking around, was able to find another one in Canada, which is just $55 per plate for that. So that brings our cost down to $4.79 per eighth of a thing. We did it like that so we could equivalent it to these ones here. And for reference, these ones here are about $1.50, give or take, per drawer for these ones here. However, you might think that, okay, $4.79, well, that's like 3 times the price or something like that. But the thing to keep in mind is that these drawers are all separate. You've got a lot of space that you can't use in each drawer. So we did some really rough math. It won't be exact or anything like that. But the Acromills one, that's 8 times the size of this, once you factor in its added height and its added depth and stuff, and you factor in how there isn't the space in the center with these lines that's being unusable and stuff like that, it's roughly 250% larger for the drawers. So when you do the math, then the about $1.50 for that. So if you get 250 times larger, it's pretty close in price. Plus, with those ones there, with the drawer being 33 inches long, all but, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 inches of it is covered with tab things that hold it in place. So you've got 3 separate tabs that are almost like 10 inches long each. So that means that even if you push down on one side, that odds are it's not going to just completely fall. Because you'll have the entire thing kind of just holding it in place, and you'd have to probably hold both sides down at the same time or something like that and put more force on it. So yeah, that is the current option we are looking at possibly getting. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'll order that today or not, because the one other thing, because yeah, currently on the list of things left for the store purchase, we managed to get the washer. We managed to get the soap for the washer. We got some packing paper. We're getting envelopes again. But then we got the salad spinner. We got one of these for testing. We'll figure that out more later, probably next year sometime and stuff. So then the remaining things left were these drawer things here, which we're trying to figure out now, and a zebra label printer, which we are leaving for now. But then the other one is the Stream Deck, because I've been waiting for it to go on sale, and it's finally on sale again. I can't remember if it only goes for $220 or $200, but it's on sale for $180 right now. And yeah, so that's with the 15 buttons. And yeah, my plan for that is to get the Stream Deck, like here or something, and then you can program stuff into it. So then, for example, when I go and list torsos or something like that, I can have a button that says one side of the torso is cracked, both sides of the torso are cracked, one arm in one side of the torso are cracked, one arm is cracked, and so on and so forth. So just finished now with editing the previous vlog, so I am going to work on the thumbnail for it now, and then after that we can finally take a look at the ring light things that I got in the mail for recording, because from what I understand in general, for stuff like that, they always recommend you have at least 2 lights in order to have good lighting. This one here, I'm pretty sure it's designed that you can actually place the GoPro in the center of just the one, and I think you can technically make do with just one, but from what I remember, people always said to always get 2, so got 2 of those. So yeah, it's already getting a bit late, just past 8:15, so probably can't get any filming done tonight or anything like that, but we can hopefully unbox it and see if we can learn a little bit. Yogurt time. So yeah, then just got some stuff in the mail today. So yeah, then from Amazon, got the replacement, let's actually just grab the knife, got some replacement bags, because I was out of them again, here, 1 second, Yeah, just a box of I think these are 3 by 4 inch bags, and weirdly enough, it's cheaper to get the 3 by 4 inch bags, which are these large ones, than it is to buy the small ones here. For some reason, these small bags are almost twice the price as these ones. Like, I can get 1,000 of these for 16 bucks with free shipping, but then to get 1,000 of these, it's usually 25 to 30 bucks or something. So yeah, it's just really weird, but who knows. But yeah, then so I got a couple more of those in the mail. Then if I can, yeah, that isn't really going so well. Oh, there we go. So yeah, then got that in the mail, and then put the knife back there. And then, yeah, I got the Stream Deck I was just talking about in either earlier in this vlog or the last vlog. And yeah, so then gonna try and set this up. And yeah, then when listing in the future, I should be able to just press a button, and then that will write in the description for the stuff, and then I can get some images for that stuff and just try and figure that out and see if we can get that to work. That'll be a fun one to try and figure out and set up. And then got a teaspoon that we were gonna give to Sally Ann. But yeah, this one here, it should be useful for the soap. So this one here was actually inside one of the drawers that was in the cabinet that now no longer exists. So yeah, we are able to use that. And then we got the soap in the mail. So yeah, for reference, this here was like 30 something bucks for all of it, and so that makes it about $5 per soap bottle. And yeah, this here is a special one that is fragrance and dye free. So wait, isn't that for hair? I have no idea. I thought dermatologist, maybe that's actually the skin, I can't remember. But yeah, then either way, this here is the only one I could really find that wasn't like 50 bucks a bottle. That is fragrance and dye free, which is perfect for washing the Lego. And from what I understand, you're only supposed to use like 3 teaspoons of this per 22-liter container, because that's how big the washing thing is. So yeah, then we have that there, and yeah, going to try that out a little bit later today. And then, as is classic when buying soap online, one of the bottles got destroyed during shipping, and yeah, so then there's that. But yeah, then that's the stuff here. So yeah, first up, I'm going to try to get another attempt of the washing thing with this stuff, and then while that's working, I'll try to avoid recording this time, because last time in editing I found out that it is way louder than than I thought the camera would pick up. So yeah, I'll try to just not film while that's happening. But yeah, then while that's washing, then I will try to start setting this up. But yeah, I have a lot of stuff to pack again, because yeah, there's like another I want to say 50 pounds, maybe even 60 pounds of this stuff being shipped out again today. So yeah, then have lots of stuff to do. And I don't think we're going to quite empty out all 3 of these containers here. This one's only about half full. But we should be able to empty out at least these ones here, hopefully, and then free up some more space there. So yeah, then hopefully in just a couple months, I should be back to buying some more bulk stuff again there. Yeah, it's just been focusing on the minifigure backlog there, and I'm not doing this right now. But yeah, we should hopefully be getting more minifigures in by the end of the year. But yeah, don't want to spoil the future purchases of that yet. But yeah, then I'll get to work, and yeah, so we'll see how it works with this thing. And then yeah, we're having a bit of trouble with the cord. Not cord, the tube thing here being a little bit bent, but it's not that big a deal. The water still does go through, so we just need to try and figure out a solution for that. So that's on the list of things to figure out. But yeah, then we will try the next attempt and start filling it up with the yogurt container. So then, yeah, just put 2 teaspoons of the soap in, and yeah, so then now I believe that the way you're supposed to do it is to mix it into the water first. So yeah, just getting it all mixed up there, and this time in an effort to try and just get this thing to work a little bit better, I just decided to fill it all the way to the top this time, instead of just partially. Like you're supposed to do it like minimum of 3/4 or something like that normally, but this time I just did it all the way to the max fill line. And yeah, so then I say that there is probably good enough. And so just put that there. And yeah, so we are going to toss in pretty much everything again. But then let's just take a look. See, this one here, for the before, I did a before and after of them when I first watched them. However, that footage, it did not end up in a vlog because just went on for too long and stuff like that, because I was mostly just so that I could reference it a bit easier and figure out what was being washed and stuff like that better. But this one here, I'll try to do it a little bit better for the video. So yeah, then this one here, we can see it's got the soap marks and stuff like that from the last attempt. It's got some putty on it. I'm not expecting it to really clean the putty off too much. I think that's a little bit too much of an ask for this thing. Let's flip that upside down though, just so that the putty part is in the water. And then, okay, next up we have this set of legs here, which is the one that's just filthy with something. So we'll put that one in there. Then we got an empty container apparently. The two legs here are perfectly clean. There was never a problem with them. But then they got the soap all over them from the old soap type there. So we are going to toss those guys back in. Then we have this cape, which I think also got a little bit marked up from the other soap, but it was already just a bit dirty and faded and stuff like that. So we will put that guy in there. Then next up, I don't really want to hold these guys here, so I'll just try and, well, flipping them over isn't working, but yeah, you can see there's just like some dirt around like the arm of the blue guy. There, like that arm there and stuff like this, just got some coating on it from the old soap and stuff like that. So yeah, then the helmet has a red marker, though I'm fairly certain that won't do anything, so there's that. And then I also just now tried to bend the handles inward a little bit, because last time I couldn't put it vertically because the handles were too close. But let's see if I was able to bend it enough to fit in here. We do this here. I think I might need to bend them a little bit more, but it's already fitting a lot better than last time, so I'll see if I can quickly fix that. So unfortunately, it doesn't really seem like we can bend them anymore. You can see it's slightly bent there, but yeah, I don't think we're able to do that. And yeah, so some of the parts are just going to float to the top like that head there. And this one here, because of the torso that's on the larger side, it is just making it a bit more difficult there for the sides to fit, because you can see it works fine on the one side but not the other. But yeah, then so we have that, and so now the one head floated at the top over there, but besides that, it should all be nicely underneath. So yeah, then one option in the future is to try and custom make something to just kind of keep it pushed underneath the water line. But yeah, we'll see what happens there. And yeah, so then the lid doesn't fit perfectly on, but thankfully the lid isn't required for it to work. But yeah, then we will start it. And just like that, we have filled up every single USB spot on the computer again. Well, it seems like I've already messed up on step 2. It says don't plug into a USB hub, but I did. But I made sure it's a USB type 3 hub, so like 3.0 hub, so we'll see if that works. If not, I'll just have to switch some things around and fix that. It's all ready. We can see how it cleaned up. I think that was just some, yeah, that's just some suds I cleaned off there, I think. But yeah, then this here, it cleaned up all of those weird soap marks. This might be soap marks here, or that just might, I'm not sure. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm not sure if that is soap marks there, but it is wiping off compared to the other stuff, which wasn't. But yeah, then for this here, as expected, none of the paint came off or anything like that. But yeah, then a while ago, this thing here on the inside was almost completely black with dirt and stuff, so that was cleaned out, so that's nice. Then we have this guy here. It's got a lot of water on it, so you won't be able to see it perfectly, but it got a good amount of it off. Not all of it. There's still just a little bit of stuff, but I think that if it's rinsed with some water, that might get the last little bit off. And then, yeah, like expected with this thing here, it didn't get it all off. This thing here is just a bit too damaged for this. But yeah, then we've got this guy here. It seems to have cleaned up some of the fading a little bit, so it's already looking a bit better. So there's that. But yeah, so I am going to try putting them through the spinner thing and using some fresh water and see what happens. Although now my recording, I'm holding with my dry hand and now I made the other hand wet, so now I need to set the phone down to stop recording. But yeah, then it does still clean stuff off because the water, when it was first draining out, it was just filthy. And when you look inside, I'm not sure how well it will pick up on camera, but like all there at the bottom, beyond the bubbles, you can see like that thing there and stuff like that. There's dozens of those throughout the bottom of the container, and that stuff there is filth that was washed off, so that's good. And then from what I understand, you're supposed to wash this stuff here with a bit of fresh water as you spin it or something like that, just to try and get the soap off of wherever it was and stuff like that. So I think you're supposed to do that first, and then so just add a little bit of water into it, then we'll move it back here for the moment, and then we'll put the lid on it here, and then let's hope water doesn't go everywhere. But we can see we do that there. This is so much nicer than the old crank system. But yeah, then we can see it's spinning it around a little bit there. So we'll just let that stop for a minute. And then we will go over here and take out the container for a minute. Drain a little bit more of the water. I don't expect there to be too much stuff in here. I'll just set this here for now. But yeah, that should help get off a little bit of the remaining stuff there. So then dump that out, and then we can put it back. I should have definitely left it. Yeah, that would be a bad idea to carry that over. So then I'll just do that there, and then we can put it back in here, and then we can put the lid back on and spin it a couple more times. And then that should get a large amount of the remaining water off. And then we'll let that sit there for a moment. And then normally what would happen after this is we then would dump it onto a towel, but we don't have that right now, so we're just probably going to leave it in the container here or something like that. But yeah, we can already see how much this has been dried a little bit here. You can already see parts of it that there's just no water on anymore, so that's good. But yeah, that's what happens for that. And then we can see how much more water this has removed. It's not that much by the looks of it, but we already did spin a little bit out earlier, so there's that. But yeah, so then normally, like I said, we would just dry that. But yeah, that should be, in theory, the process for washing the stuff. But yeah, still needs more refinement, and we'll learn more as we go. So an important lesson is that the heat does not turn off when the thing finishes. So I set it to like 28 degrees, I think, and then I started that, and then I set it to the normal. Well, it's already at the 30 minutes, and I pressed start on that, and then so I just emptied it, and yeah, so like, and then it finished, and then I just emptied it, and I just didn't think of it, and I thought that the heat would go off as well. However, as you can possibly see, yeah, a little bit there, it's now steaming, and it was almost boiling for a minute, so it definitely seems like it doesn't turn the heat off, which is a very interesting and weird thing for it not to do. But yeah, so there's that, and yeah, hope I didn't damage it, but who knows there. Let's just use this because it's there. So yeah, that area just, you can actually hear it sizzling. So the metal is so hot that it's sizzling over there. That is, oh yeah, you can, that is definitely probably not a good thing. But yeah, at least we learned it now, and we found out within well, probably 5-10 minutes. No. Oh, I did it now. Whoops, that was my fault. I just spilled a whole bunch of water. I'm gonna get a towel. So yeah, then that's just an important thing to learn for if you ever get one of these. But yeah, still more testing to see how it does on more normal items, because like mentioned before, these parts here were parts that were specifically taken out for testing because they were the absolute worst ones I found over the span of, well, probably, well, almost 1,000 pounds of bulk. when I was just sorting through it, I just took out the ones that were the absolute worst condition that I could possibly find. So yeah, then that's just that stuff there, or maybe 500 pounds or something. But yeah, in general, most items won't be anywhere near as dirty as those. So yeah, we'll have to see how it works on stuff like that. But yeah, then now the Stream Deck is plugged in. So yeah, the thing about it not being plugged into a USB hub seems to be with like power issues and stuff like that. So I looked it up, and some people say that sometimes it'll bug it out and you have to unplug it and replug it in. If that becomes a frequent thing, then I will just plug it directly into the computer. But it seems to be working well so far. So yeah, then it just sitting there. I have to figure out a good spot for it and stuff like that. It'll probably be somewhere around that area though. But yeah, then it just seems like you have just all of these options here. So we would have text. So I would just place text here, and then I can go here and I can just write something like pizza or something like that. And then you can name it and just type in random stuff there. And then in real time as you do it there, it appears here. So there's just, that is cool. And then you can set from file, I think it is. Yeah, you can just choose random images and stuff like that to set as the stuff. So yeah, I said it before, I think, but it's been a while, so I'll just try and grab a torso to use as an example. If there's a loose torso here, that would be great. Otherwise, I'll just take one from a minifigure. Not seeing a loose one, so I'll just grab this here. Then let's see if I can just set this like right here as just kind of like a stand. So yeah, when I list, how it often goes when I'm listing like just torsos themselves or something like that, is you have the base torso like this here. And then if one side of the torso is cracked, I just raise up an arm here, and that, like, because I check it with the light and stuff like that. So then as I'm going along, I describe it to myself like that, because I first check several for damage and then I list them and stuff like that. Well, at least in most cases, not always though. But then something like that. For if one side of the torso is cracked, I put the arm down like this. If just the arm is cracked, so like halfway if the arm is cracked, or fully up if the side of the torso is cracked. And then same for the other side. If one side of it is cracked, then it's just like that. But if one side of one arm is cracked, then it's something like that. If both sides of the torso are cracked but no arms are cracked, it's like that. And I think it might have actually been to the point that I actually started putting some in the back like that, for like if both sides of the torso and both arms are cracked, it's like that. And then if it's like this, it would mean that both sides of the torso and one arm are cracked and stuff like that. So I just had a whole bunch of different things like that. So what I'll probably do is for these here, for the symbols for them, I will eventually, when I get around to it, work on creating some images for stuff like that, so that when I do get around to listing, I can then simply just see an image that represents what I have on the table here, and then I can press that, because then once you have that set up, then yeah, you can just see as we have it there. So it's here, and then all I do is press the button and it types it there, and we can actually just check, but it should probably still work just as fine for Brick Store. So let's just try this here. Just add a random part here. Just trying to load in the stuff here. Just get a random part up if I can. Just right there. Okay, so yeah, then as you can see here, I have it on Brick Store, and then I can press it and it works just as well and stuff like that. So yeah, then you can just use stuff like that. So yeah, then that there is that, and I will focus more on trying to refine it a little bit later. But yeah, for now I should probably get to packing orders already. So yeah, let's just see how many have sold on the listing itself now on eBay. If I go to the listing here, so yeah, we've got 40 available and 288 have sold now. So yeah, it is just going like crazy. So yeah, then there's that, and yeah, should hopefully make some good progress then. So yeah, then, so just now that it's dried off a little bit, I think the takeaways from this so far are, one is that it is good at washing some things, but not good at washing other things, because you think like it's dirty, it would wash it, but it doesn't seem to work like that. So from what I've been able to observe, if it's a, I don't know what the right word is, because some of the stuff that's like sticky is able to be washed off, like the toffee type thing that was on this back here. But ones that have like almost like a glue like residue or stuff like that don't seem to be something that washes off too well, as you can kind of see depending on the angle there. So those type of things like that and the putty don't seem to wash, but in general, and things that are just absolutely filthy. I mean, it's gotten a good amount off, but that thing there is still filthy. But for things that it's just like dirt and stuff like that and stains, it does seem to work decently well on. Like this thing here, as mentioned prior, it was completely filthy on the inside, and now it's looking really nice on the inside. Then we had this thing here, which was a lot of dirt all over the thing, and that is nicely cleaned up as well. Should be able to take a look on the inside there. Let me get some better lighting here. Yep, the inside looks to be all nice as well on that one. And then this one here, I mean, the print is messed up, but that's not why we washed it, because that's probably not going to get listed there. That is not looking too happy. But this one had a whole bunch of dirt around the neck, and that was able to be washed off. So it seems to work really well for some things, but then other things it just doesn't seem to work as well for. So yeah, it's just some good observations. I do need to get a sponge and scrub this thing down to get rid of the old soap there. But yeah, then in the meantime, I'm going to start with packing up all these bulk orders then. So yeah, just finished packing up all the stuff. 3 10-pound ones, 6 5-pound ones. Was able to clear the top box. That was almost empty. 1 full box, and part of that one there. So yeah, the plan going forward is I'm going to always be keeping 1 box filled with parts, and then every time, like for example, if I just get a lot in the mail and then I have this box here, I'll first take some stuff out of there to fill up the 1 box that's in the corner, just as the backup box and stuff like that. Then I'll weigh the remaining amount and list that amount there, and then that way, even though the extras aren't calculated in the weight of this stuff there, that will make up for it. And yeah, then that, in case I ever have some miscalculations, and I always have that there. So yeah, every time that I add more to the backlog, I'll just always first top that one up there, and then just add the remaining amount. But yeah, probably won't be getting too much of that in for a little bit. So yeah, then now finally almost done with the gloves, so I'll be ordering some new ones on that. Then I'm going to update Brick Sync, because that has a new version, so I need to update to that, and then probably soon after start pulling orders. So yeah, then I'm just trying to work on the Stream Deck a little bit, and yeah, so I'm in studio working on creating the parts, and yeah, just currently rendering the very first one just to see how it works and stuff like that. So yeah, then basically just yeah, basically put a torso here, and then adjusted the arm to be in the first one. So yeah, this here's the symbol for one side of the torso is cracked. So yeah, we'll just see what happens with the thing and see what happens how it looks on the screen and stuff then. So yeah, then now I have it here. So then yeah, just have the image uploaded there, and then I didn't put a title because the title adds text to the thing here. So if I just type randomly, you can see that there, and that would work to an extent. However, I just can't really get it to work so it's like visible from a distance with the thing. So like just say torso crack 1, and you can see it there and stuff like that, and you can kind of see it, but just with how the buttons are, when you're at an angle, you can't really see it and stuff like that. So I decided I'll just leave that as the image is what I recognize immediately for stuff like that. So yeah, just have the very first one there, and then basically whenever I need the thing for something, if I just move this over here, yeah, so then when I'm listing something, I can just press the button and it will say that. Actually, let's just grab a listing up here, just open up a random thing. I won't actually list it, but it'll show a little bit easier. But yeah, so in the comment section, I can just press it, and it's what I need. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this for the different options for that, and then it's not just for the torso, because sometimes the feet on a pair of legs are cracked, or just one foot, or the neck of a head is cracked or has a stress mark or something like that. So yeah, I'm just going to spend a little bit of time and get some more of these symbols ready and stuff like that. And yeah, because we don't have too many orders to pull. Just going to check right here now. So yeah, then we are looking at 162 lots on Bricklink, and then on Brick Owl we have, actually I forgot, we do have a lot on Brick Owl, so 263 lots on Brick Owl. So yeah, I'll just figure out what to do and yeah, get to work on this. So after some stuff, I was able to get a whole bunch of it done. So yeah, just all of the different description things, all based on how they are for that. And yeah, so I didn't put any special icons or anything like that for the head one here, but that's for just when a neck has a crack or such. So there's that, and then just the classic one for has minor damage / wear. And for when a sticker is off center, then I have one for opening up some different tabs for different eBay minifigure auctions and stuff like that. I have the button for the next page, but there's nothing on there right now. But yeah, then good progress on that. Yogurt time. Got some boxes in the mail. So all of the orders are now pulled. So yeah, got a whole bunch of the Bricklink, Brick Owl, and a couple on eBay orders here. And then we have all of the bulk ones here. So yeah, then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of those. All done again, ranging between 2 pounds as the smallest one to 10 as the largest. But yeah, a lot more of that done. And yeah, so time to get all this shipped out. And I think this year is the first time in probably half a month or a bit longer maybe that we've actually got the orders pulled all before 4 p.m. And for those curious, we're shipping out $1,313.87 today. Yogurt time. So yeah, then just got the metal sheet for the new container things in the mail. The containers should be here tomorrow if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, then so yeah, for reference, brand name, these things are like 90 some, almost about right, about $90 each. But when you get it through the Clinton brand, then it is, I think there's like $55 or something per sheet. And it might sound like a lot, and I mean, it is for just one piece of metal or something, but this stuff is pretty heavy considering it's just for a sheet of metal. So yeah, just brought the scale out, so I'm just curious to weigh it. And so yeah, it's 12 pounds of pure metal for just one wall panel. And yeah, so then let me just actually move this over onto the table here for a minute. And yeah, so then like mentioned before, the ones that we're getting are like 33 inches wide or something like that, but then they will go and connect. I don't even know if these ones can connect because it's a different brand. Now they do connect, and they don't fall off. Now that's interesting. There, these ones don't. That's interesting. These ones, because yeah, like if you've watched the channel before, you know how easy these things fall off. But then here, like I'm pushing down on this thing and it is not falling off. That is definitely interesting. So that's very promising already. It's probably because the connection is so tight for that stuff, because it is very thin there compared to how these things are relatively thick. So yeah, then we are going to have to figure out what the best way is to proceed. I'm actually curious how these ones here will hold up, because I'm pretty sure they can go over 2. And so it's like that. And I'll set the phone. Well, I can't really. Okay, I'll do it with the phone hand. But yeah, these things are not falling off at all. So in theory, we might be able to stay with these containers here. But yeah, the thing is, we've already decided that with how these things have the weird things here and stuff like that, that this here isn't the best choice. But then, yeah, we'll have to decide if, now that we know that these things connect well, if we can then go for a different brand. Because, yeah, like mentioned before, the ones that we're getting to replace these here each one costs $25 per container, and in general, you can pick up these types of containers here for a lot less. I can't remember how much. I think it's like a dollar something per container, and then so it's the size of 8. So you'd be paying about $8 or so per these compared to the $25 per large container. And for the large containers, you also then have to buy the dividers, which are like $5 per divider. So that brings up the cost even more. But yeah, so then maybe if we can find some good ones for these. But yeah, then that is interesting how well that holds. But yeah, then yeah, already sold another 20 pounds of bulk, even though we just shipped stuff out last night. Well, just yesterday, I mean. But yeah, then so now it's Wednesday, and I finally, for the first time in like a week or two, have some free time. So that means that I can finally, if I can find it over here, I can finally try to get back to getting some filming stuff. And so yeah, today's Wednesday, so I'm gonna try and film some stuff, and then possibly schedule it for Monday, just so that we can try to start creating the backlog. Because yeah, like I mentioned a couple vlogs back, it would be optimal if I can have a several month backlog of shorts and stuff like that for YouTube. And yeah, so I'll figure that all out. And then I was just checking in. I think I can schedule stuff on Instagram through the Instagram app without third-party software, but I need to upload the video via the app itself and not the website. So then I'll have to see if I can figure that out by transferring the video from my computer to my phone and then uploading it through there. Because yeah, like the MetaSuite stuff just doesn't work. But yeah, so then I have lots of stuff to get done, so I'll get to work now. So yeah, then I just finished recording another video. I'm going to start to work on editing it. Just going to flip this box upside down so I don't show the label. But yeah, so then I made the first new label with the new shipping box type. These are the ones that are 10 by 10 by 10 inches instead of the other ones, which were some other size. They're 10 by 8 by 6, I think. So, or was it the 15 by 10 by 6? Might have been that. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, so ended up with these ones here. And so I checked several different sizes for it. So I first compared the old size to the new size for this box here, and it was the exact same price to ship it. Then I did trim this one slightly down just to avoid, which only got rid of like an extra centimeter or two of height. And then I checked that shipping price. It also costed the same. So that doesn't seem to be something that I have to really worry about doing. However, I did do it for one of the other parcels, and it saved like 10 cents on shipping costs just by trimming down a centimeter, but I don't think 10 cents is worth the extra tape that it uses. I'm not even sure if it uses extra tape or not, but yeah, so good stuff to figure out. But yeah, then now I'll try to work on editing that video and see what I can do. But yeah, hopefully make some progress. But yeah, then this thing's battery almost died already. So then, yeah, we should be able to, in theory, just quickly pull this battery out. It's difficult with one hand. Let's try, though. Whoops. There we go. There's that battery. And then I should be able to just take out one of the other batteries and then plop this battery in here. And then we should see that turn orange. There we go. It turned orange there. And then take this battery and simply put it in the camera. Probably should not be doing this with one hand, but it's probably fine. And then close that up again. Well, I won't close it because I still need the SD card. But then if we turn it back on, then it should hopefully be at full charge again. Yep, it's at 100% health. So yeah, that thing is definitely going to be useful because it used like 5 or 10% of the battery to record the last video, but that was like 10 minutes of me kind of just walking around and stuff like that. But yeah, so then I will get to work on this now. So it's interesting how it seems like the current bottleneck is actually with Clipchamp, because yeah, this file has been uploading for quite a while now. I want to say, well, I mean, between the two files, maybe 25 minutes, I want to say almost. And yeah, it's uploaded the 30-second file, but for the other file, which is no idea how long that is, it's yeah, just not really doing anything. Well, I mean, it is, but it's like extremely slow. So I'll need to see if I can figure out potentially better methods. So yeah, then it seems like the video on the GoPro can't have the file size format thing made anything less than it really is right now. So the only option is either put it in Clipchamp and wait about an hour for every 5 minutes of footage, or option two, put it through the thing that GoPro recommended called Handbrake, in which case it goes a lot faster. Like this here has been 3 minutes and it's already half done the first clip. And then I can upload these clips into Clipchamp and it goes almost instantly. However, the side effect is it's not quite as loud now, but as you may be able to hear from the computer, it definitely seems to be doing quite a bit to the computer. And I don't think the computer is supposed to sound that loud. So I was able to get a, at least in my opinion, a decent video out of that, except for YouTube as shown here. The thing is updating to up to 3 minutes in length starting on the 15th. However, they said that they'll still appear as regular videos for potentially several weeks and stuff like that. So I am going to hold off on posting this until it does catch up with the stuff, because they said, yeah, several weeks it'll take for all the stuff to get caught up for that. And then what I did is, since I mentioned before that I can schedule the post if it's through the Instagram app, so I, after the video was ready, I emailed it to myself via a Google link, and then I downloaded it onto my phone, and then I saved it from the downloads, because it's funny how that works on Apple. Because you have to download it from the link, and then you have to download the download, or like save the download to your photo reel or something, I can't remember. But then from there I was able to go to Instagram and upload it, and for some reason Instagram told me that for some reason the Wii Sports intro music is the perfect music for the reel, so I just decided to add it. Yeah, so we will see how long that takes to go, and the scheduling seemed to work all good for that. So yeah, then now I'm going to try and clean up some of the stuff from the thing. And so all in all, this reel probably took around 4 to 5 hours to make. But yeah, like mentioned in the other ones, it's just a learning curve. You got a whole bunch of things you need to figure out. So yeah, learned a lot from that. But now I'm going to spend a little bit of time on the non-Lego project and try to get some of that stuff caught up. Yeah, good progress. Yogurt time. So yeah, then just got the containers in the mail. So yeah, just a refresher, each of these here is about $25 Canadian per container. So relative to the other ones, it's a little bit more expensive, but the containers themselves, you can definitely feel it's a lot higher quality. It's very smooth finish. It feels durable and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll just see what we can do with them now. So yeah, then for those curious, this here is what it would look like for this. And my calculations on the cost might have been slightly off, actually, because you can, well, technically you can get 3 drawers per unit, but it's more so usually just 2 for a nice connection. But yeah, so we'll try and see what we can do with this. So yeah, then our goal is to take down this storage one, because we are going to be using the wall over here for the stuff. So yeah, I mean, in theory, we could just set it up how we did before, move that box from there, and then just push this thing here, if I can move it a little bit, push that in there, and then pull this side out here, and then have access to here. And I mean, maybe we will, I'm not sure, because there's always lots of stuff to do. So if I can save some time and do that, might do that, because I mean, that's how it was at the beginning, I think. But more realistically, yeah, we're just going to be transferring all of the contents from these drawers into boxes into these boxes, because yeah, a lot of these boxes have been getting empty, and our goal is to switch from the boxes here to these ones. And so then yeah, eventually we'll be taking this down, so then might just do that now, and then that will free up a lot of space on the floor, and then we'll have easier access to the area, because yeah, we'll be putting them here for now. We'll be putting just one up. We can get a second one if needed for testing, but yeah, so like I was explaining a bit earlier, yeah, the ones here, you can easily fit 2 of them on here. If you really don't care about space, you can probably fit all 4, but more realistically, you can fit 3 with 1 up there, something like that. Then the second one, you need to skip a spot. like that. And then the third one, you would have something like this here. However, you might want to put it just a little bit lower and do it like that, because this bar here actually provides a nice help to it all, because when it's like this here, if you are grabbing something and you accidentally hit the bottom of the drawer, the container, then it actually hits that and it stops it from popping off. And I'm thinking that if it was like here, I mean, those ones might provide a similar thing, but if we put it on here and attach it to that one and then you hit it, then yeah, it can just become loose. Compared to here, it just gets stuck there, and then you're a bit better for that. So yeah, I'll just figure out what to do. But yeah, then I have lots of stuff to do, because yeah, I'm not even sure if I have time for this, and it's probably just a bad idea to even get started on it, because yeah, I got like another probably 40 or so pounds of bulk to ship out, and then I got like 300 or 400 lots to pull. So yeah, lots of stuff to do. But yeah, it is currently, let's see, 3:20 p.m. So yeah, well, we'll see what we can do, but I'm thinking it shouldn't really take too long to clean this thing up here, because in theory I just need to take the box, scan the barcode onto Bricklink, and then just scan individually for all of these where they go. And then from there, just rinse and repeat for 52 boxes. Some of them only have like a few parts in them, so it shouldn't be too terribly long. The minifigure ones, that's where it's going to be taking a while. And I know I could do it faster through Brick Store, but I just like doing things like this through Bricklink when possible. So yeah, then got the box from the shelf from there over to here. And yeah, I'm going to start with the minifigure boxes. There should be just 4 of them. So number 7, 16, 40, and 4 here. And yeah, going to first get those ones into their own boxes for the most part. I mean, this one's just got 1 plate in it, so that's fine. But yeah, just wanted to keep those ones kind of as is, just because those could be a pain to find if you start mixing too many of them together. This here's already an extremely inefficient storage system. The amount of times I've spent forever trying to find a part is definitely not a system that I want to try to recreate in the future. So we'll have to see if we can figure out a system for that stuff. But yeah, then for now, just gonna try to get this stuff done and see how long it takes. So 3:30 or yeah, 3:33. So yeah, we'll see what time I finish. Well, it turns out I can't count, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minifigure boxes, not 4. So yeah, just checked, and we have 43 pounds of bulk to pack up first, and that includes this one here, plus the extras. So this was 6 pounds, but it was 5 pounds, so that'd be 43 minus 5, so that'd be 38 more pounds, plus any extras that we need to pack. And yeah, so time to get it packed up, and then to pull orders. It seems like every single time I just finish up with the bulk stuff, that's when another one sells. So yeah, I just finished packing up the stuff here, and then immediately another 5-pound thing sold. So time to get all of it back out again. So yeah, I was just pulling an order, and we have one part from what was in the boxes there, actually a minifigure. So it's the Naboo pilot. It was box 7, but that box no longer exists. So in theory, if my planning idea worked, then what I can do is I can go here to Naboo pilot in the thing, and I might have spelt that wrong. Okay, right here. So that was in box 7 there. So I don't know why I didn't look that up, but just like that earlier. But yeah, box 7. So then I can go here, sort box 7, and then scroll back to box 7. Over, well, I should have used the scroll bar. There's a lot of boxes. Okay, box 7 is right here. So then we can just pull up a random one here. So this here was in box 7. So HP 143, and type that in on Bricklink. Then go here, and then once that loads, click on this, and then we should see box 124. So those used to be in the same box, and then they should still be in the same box. So if I go to box 124, we should see the Naboo pilot. Let's just see. Okay, it's the one with a medium nougat torso and dark red legs, and it's right here. So yeah, so that does seem to work for that fix. Yogurt time. So then, yeah, then now that all of the orders are shipped out, and the bulk thing sold all of the listings again, then before I list more of that, what I am going to do is I'm going to do the math and figure out how much the gross sales from that were and how much the total pounds sent were, and how much my costs were between selling fees and shipping costs, and then we'll see what the uh, actual profit per pound on that stuff is, so I can figure out what to keep in mind going forward. My current guess is around $3 a pound, give or take. So I just finished now with a whole bunch of numbers and calculations and stuff like that. I double checked all the numbers. The only difference I got in all the numbers for the things is one thing came out to $1,096.44, but when I did it, it was $1,096.74. But besides that, everything else lined up perfectly. Yeah, so then for this is for that bulk. And so, yeah, so let's just go over some numbers then. So, in total, we sold 345 pounds of bulk. And that was in 51 different orders, so an average of 6.76 pounds per order. In gross, that was $3,137.08. And just a reminder, this is Canadian dollars for that. And so then that was in 33 days. And so then we included 65 pounds as bonus across those orders because it's one free for every 5 pounds ordered. Not every single order gets a bonus because sometimes people order less than 5 pounds, but then sometimes people order more than 5 pounds, so then they get more per order. That's why there's more bonus pounds than there's orders. So there's that. And then to eBay, we paid in fees, and also this includes promoted listings and also eBay collected sales tax, which is eBay now collects sales tax for all orders in Canada and America. So yeah, I don't have to worry about that for eBay anymore, but this number includes those numbers. So that is $716.34. And then I paid $1,096.74 on shipping. So then we can see our total here. So yeah, in total, including the bonuses, it was 410 pounds sold because we're including the average per pound. Even if it was technically a free pound, it still is a pound sold in that sense. So then we had the gross sales there, and then our gross total, the total costs was $1,813.08, which left a profit of $1,324, which, if you average that out to the 410 pounds there, is $3.22 of profit per pound. And this isn't 100% perfect because I do sometimes buy the shipping boxes, as you saw in, I think it was earlier in this vlog, and I did buy some packing paper and stuff like that. But in general, I do also reuse a lot of stuff. Like when we get stuff in the mail, we often end up putting a whole bunch of the boxes over here. And then when we get things like bubble wrap and paper and stuff like that, it ends up in this box and stuff like that. So I'd say a good amount of that stuff went to that, and I mean, it doesn't include tape costs, which, yeah, probably you could even add like $15 of tape to that thing, because the tape cost has been going up. But yeah, this isn't meant to be like a perfect thing. It's just meant to get like the overall amount. So yeah, then my estimate of about $3 per pound seems to be good, and it's a little bit over, which is nice because, yeah, if it was ended up being under, then I might have had to potentially either raise the shipping price or raise the item price a little bit. I didn't want to do that, so now that we know that we are in the expected range, then we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, so the listing is empty again, so then yeah, going to get another thing listed as mentioned. And yeah, so then yeah, this here is, I was going to say something, but I have no idea what it is. The other important thing to note is this doesn't include the slight stuff that isn't bonuses, but is included. Like, for example, if I sell something that's 5 pounds that has 1 pound, that would be 6 pounds. But let's say packaging weighs like 400 grams, or not 400 grams, 0.4 pounds or something, then the total package weight would be like 6.4 pounds. However, when it's something like that, usually I include a little bit extra beyond that stuff just in case there's like a few damaged bricks, or I missed a few non-Lego items or something like that. So instead of it being like 6.4, store, it's usually like 6.5 or 6.6 and stuff like that. So that does also slightly go into this, but that isn't really bonus per se. So you might be able to knock off like say 10% or so roughly from the total or something like that. But yeah, it's just a rough estimate. So yeah, then just checked on the scale, and yeah, so it's 58 pounds total. And so yeah, like mentioned, that container's there to just make up for the difference because I entered in 55 pounds. But if you include the bonuses and stuff like that, and the container weight and stuff like that, then I'll have to go into that container to an extent. But yeah, that container should always just be the backup there, which will always hopefully cover any slight differences. But yeah, then that is now done. Yogurt time. So then, yeah, today I probably, I mean, I would film some more picking bricklink orders and stuff like that, but because I just shipped stuff out yesterday, then I don't actually have any orders to film picking right now because occasionally I'll just have like some time where there's just no orders, even if even though when I shipped orders out on Tuesday, by Wednesday morning, I had like 8 or so orders that I could film, but even though I shipped stuff out last night, and now I've got 0 orders on Bricklink or Rick Owl to pull. I do have one on eBay, so I might do that, but I only like to really film the bulk ones. If it's one of the 5-pound ones, because once it gets to the 10-pound and plus, it's more so something I need to figure out a whole bunch more stuff for, which makes it a bit difficult for filming and stuff like that. But yeah, so I might work on the non-Lego project for a bit, but yeah, then lots to do. But yeah, thanks for watching if you got this far. The next vlog should be out next Monday.